Hi, this is PR Sundar. Welcome to Pre-Market Report. It's sponsored by Delta.Exchange. Yesterday, you all know what has happened. It was a complete knee-jerk reaction, and the Nifty fell more than the global markets. But of course, the global sentiment was not good. Day before yesterday, South Korean market fell more than 5%. In fact, it hit a lower circuit at some point of time. Then closing basis about 6% down. Yesterday, on top of which another 5% fall. And then despite that, so we were down only 150, 200 points. But then suddenly this news, Trump saying that, there is no more ceasefire with Iran. So the markets came under a severe selling pressure all over the world. And add to the volatility, the Fed minutes was due yesterday night. So because of that, the US markets were more jittery. And, for the last many days, the trend is like that. There is a sell-off in technological stocks and then buying in non-technological stocks. So Dow Jones was keep moving higher, and whereas Nasdaq was down. But yesterday, it's a complete opposite. So because of this no ceasefire news, like Dow Jones fell down like anything. But surprisingly, South Korean market was down more than 5% yesterday as well as day before yesterday. Despite that, the technological stocks, they are supporting the market in US. The Nasdaq, although intraday it fell like anything, but on a closing basis, the Nasdaq ended in green. Right? So though the Dow fell, but Nasdaq was in green. But right now the futures are slightly higher. But despite the fact that, there is a second round of attack on Iran by the US. So yesterday I discussed all the possible scenarios. So number one, this can be a stock market manipulation by politicians of US. And that's one possibility. And second possibility, this news is a genuine news. But even if this is a genuine news, we need not worry too much until the war becomes full-scale war. But I think now, see, if you can remember in 2022, there was a full-scale war between Russia and Ukraine. But you see, after that, it has subsided. But even today, the war is going on there. But it's not a full-scale war. So here and there, some attack, Iran, Russia attack Ukraine, Ukraine attack Russia, So that kind of things is going on. So the people are used to it. So 3 ships were attacked by Iran, and now US is retaliating. And so if this is a limited strike, then there is no further escalation. And, so markets may start stabilizing and markets may start moving higher. And since the day one, I've been telling this ceasefire or agreement between US and Iran is not going to be easy. Why? Because if Iran surrenders, then Iran politicians will not be able to face the people of Iran. If Trump surrenders, then Trump will not be able to face the people of America. So, the agreement has to happen in such a way that, the both show that they are winners in their own country. Now, see, Iran will say, we are not signing the deals so easily. We have the right to attack the people who are, the ships that are passing through Straits of Hormuz, and we are not, surrendering to US this and that. And the US also will tell the same thing. So technically, this is a very, very bad situation for both of them. So there is no easy way to go out. So there is a possibility things may go like Russia and Ukraine. So till now, 2022, February 24, exactly. That is when Russia launched the war against Ukraine. But now, 4.5 years, still, there is no formal agreement. But still, the war continues. But it's not an everyday war, it's not a full-scale war. So there is a possibility that Iran and US will go this way. There may not be any agreement at all. And here and there, they will be attacking them, so this kind of things may go on. And then market needs time to understand this, assimilate this. So that happens, then sooner or later, the markets will learn to ignore. So which world market is now worried about the Russia-Ukraine war? Nobody. So the market started ignoring that war. So the same way, at some point of time, the markets will start ignoring this war also. Right? But the concern is that, the shipments through Straits of Hormuz, but despite isolated incidents, one or two incidences, the shipments will continue. Right? So therefore, what happened yesterday, it is a knee-jerk reaction. And of course, some positive things. Number one, the Nifty did not break 23,800, which is considered to be a good support. So that is number one. And number two, global markets are not reacting that much. So yesterday also, US markets significantly recovered from the lows. So that's the second thing. And the third thing is that there is no full-scale war. But of course, there are a lot of bad things also. So number one, the crude oil has shot up from almost $70 to $80, which is very, very bad for India. So India desperately wants lower crude prices. So higher crude prices will lead to higher inflation, will lead to problems in the economy. So that's one thing. Second thing, Nifty, after a long consolidation for about, 2 to 3 weeks, Nifty broke out, but that breakout has been wiped out completely in just one trading day. Right? So maybe again, I always say this analogy, once you met with an accident, you need to go to hospital, you need to get the treatment, you need to rest at least for 1 week, 10 days, and then only you can again get up and you can run. So the same way, so yesterday accident, the Nifty fell from 24,500 to 23,800, but now it has to go to hospital. So at least for 1 week, 10 days, it has to stabilize there. Then only the rally can come. So at least for 1 week, 10 days, the rally is not possible. So that is one thing. And second thing, whatever action has to happen, it should happen before the earnings season starts. So once earnings season starts, the markets will be reacting based on the earnings. So that earnings is going to be good or bad, that nobody knows. So today is Thursday, and today evening, TCS is coming out with results. So now stock-specific actions will continue. Right? So the markets will wait, will try to judge the corporate earnings. And then only, some kind of a up move can happen. So corporate results from this Thursday to next Friday, it's mostly IT stocks. The next Saturday only, in ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, and Axis Bank results will be coming. Reliance is set to announce the date. Most probably, they may announce the result on next Friday. So that means, as I told you, met with accident, now in the hospital bed. So 2 weeks required. In that 2 weeks, whether the doctors are giving a good treatment or bad treatment. Right? That is also very important. So whether these corporate results are going to give a good treatment for us or going to give a bad treatment for us, we do not know at this point of time. So all these will come. But I can tell you one thing, right? Number one, nobody is expecting any good results from IT stocks, right? So even if they're coming out with bad results, that is expected. So any slightly positive, these stocks may move higher. And I heard that there are many mutual funds, some PMSs, so they are concentrating highly on this beaten down sector. So any positive news, this stock can rally. That's number one. Number two, banking stocks. Because 3 major banks are coming out with results on next Saturday, but even the banking stocks, like HDFC Bank, Kotak Bank, it is trading between 1,600 to 2,000 rupees. Of course, now they have done 1:5 stock split. So then you have to divide, 360 to 400. Yeah. In this range only, this stock is trading for how many years? Since I started tracking this stock, I think for more than 5 years. In between a little bit, it went above 400, but it came down. In between little bit, it came below 360, then it came up. But it has been trading between 360 and 400 for many, many, many years. HDFC Bank, the entire HDFC group has been underperforming for the last 5 years, except HDFC AMC. That's because, the stock market, retail people keep on putting the money in mutual funds. So, the expectation from there also not really very good. Then come a very important stock, Reliance Industries, which is the second most precious stock in the Indian stock market. Out of the Nifty 50 stock, Reliance Industries is the only stock that is trading close to the 52-week low. Right? So now the Reliance Industries is trading, just less than 2% away from its 52-week low, whereas no other stock in Nifty 50 is trading like that. So that means, although this stock has done very well for the last 4-5 years, but in the short term, for the last 1 year, that is trading at the very, very, very low level. But this is despite they are planning to come out with Reliance Jio IPO. Reliance Jio IPO is going to be one of the blockbuster IPO. I do travel to many countries, right? And I do have bases in many countries, and I do have internet connection, mobile phones in many countries. But I can tell you, nobody can be as cheap as India. India is the most, the cheapest broadband network, mobile phone network, in the world, I can say. Of course, I've not traveled to all the countries, but I've traveled to many countries, right? They're all very, very ultra expensive in countries like Singapore and then, Dubai, like that. So Reliance Jio is going to be a blockbuster IPO that is going to add value to Reliance Industries. But despite that, that is trading at 52-week low. So the corporate result expectation is not really very good. So if they meet the expectation, that means everybody is expecting bad results. So if they meet the expectation, means if they come out with bad results, market is not going to react on the downside very much. But if they react very bad results, if they give very bad results, then maybe market may react on the downside. On the contrary, some positive corporate results can take the market higher due to short covering. So anyway, so those things, it's not today's problem. So for the next 2 days, but the GIFT Nifty is indicating about 100-point gap up. So let us hope, 23,800 is held on, and Nifty try to move on above 24,000. Because of yesterday's shorting, the Nifty future premium has come down from about 100 point to 20-30 points. So future premium contracted by 60-70 point yesterday itself. But that has been the trend for the last many months. So it's going to be like that. So now, once again, we go back to 23,800 to 24,300. So I hope that market will consolidate between 23,800 to 24,300. Then corporate results, and that too not the IT results, not for 1 week, maybe end of second week. So maybe Reliance Industries and banking stocks, so if that comes, then maybe breakout or breakdown may happen. But by that time, the time value would have gone, right? So we are already running into the second week. Usually on expiry day, weekly expiry market tend to be volatile, but the Sensex, yesterday itself, it was very, very volatile. So let us see what's going to happen. So just to summarize, we are down, but not out, number one. Number two, 23,800 to 24,300. The consolidation may continue. And number three, breakout or breakdown may depend upon the corporate results. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you for watching.